This is a Heart and Hand production.
Hello everyone, my name's David Edgar, I'm the host of Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast, and I'm joining you tonight after the news broke that Rangers have appointed Derek McInnes as our new manager, following on for the official confirmation earlier today that Danny Rule had left. Derek McInnes has arrived at Rangers, and my understanding is that there was no shortlist involved this time. Rangers knew who they wanted and went and got it. And I think the speed of the process kind of tells you that it's been done fairly quickly when we think back to some of the previous managerial searches that have gone on for a little while. That hasn't been the case in this instance. Rangers obviously very impressed with what Derek McInnes did last season. And I think you've heard from Andrew Kavanagh and from Jim Gillespie recently that Rangers feel that they'd kind of lost a bit of that core Scottish identity and that know-how on how to win the league. And I think over the last few seasons we've seen a team that's quite often been more successful in Europe than it has been domestically. You're going up against a Celtic side who are managed by Martin O'Neill, who knows how to get over the line in Scotland, and I think bringing in a manager from abroad, the risk would be that you are needing a bit of time to adapt, and it's perfectly reasonable, but it's time you just don't have at Rangers, and you would hope that Derek McInnes will not have that, although there will still be things to get his head around. It's a massive club, as we know, the expectation level is huge. He's played there, but that doesn't always translate as a manager, as we've had former players as managers, and it hasn't happened. I mean, last year, for example. But I do think that in Derek McInnes, we've got a very safe pair of hands. And yeah, I mean, over the years, there's been times where I've been very critical of Derek McInnes because he kept beating us and because he turned us down in 2017 and it rankled. But I think you've got to respect his achievements. And as I mentioned before, I think that with Derek McInnes, what you have is someone who is at the peak of their powers. I think he's a better manager now than he's ever been at any point throughout his career. I think he's learned, he's matured, and I think he'll also have the backing of the fans. He's quite popular appointment within the fans, judging certainly from the people on our Patreon, judging from social media. I think most fans, not all, always, you're never going to get at a club like Rangers, you're never going to get 100% universal agreement, but I think that you're going to get a bit of backing. And like any manager, he has set the ground running. That's, not unique to him. It would be the case for everyone. You've got to impress the support straight off the bat. But hopefully he can bring back some of the values that have been missing to the club. We've seen them. Well, rather, we've seen the lack of them over the past few seasons. And somebody who understands that in Scotland, for Rangers, not finishing first is equivalent to finishing last. We've got to be more competitive. We've got to be more single-minded. We've got to be stronger. We've got to be mentally stronger. And hopefully he can bring that to the club. So welcome to the club, Derek. Welcome again. It's a club clearly you know very well. It's a club he supported as a youth and played for. And let's hope he's the man to finally bring back the good times to Rangers, because it's been far too long since this club has been where it should be. Lots more on this over on our Patreon. It's patreon.com/Heart and Hand. Thanks for listening to me. I'll be back soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.